All right, everybody, good evening to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me here on this Tuesday evening. I'm Savannah Louie with Atlanta News First here at the First Alert Desk. We've got your top 5 stories we're going to get to for tonight. I want to start off with a developing story. This is happening right now out of Atlanta in Fulton County. We are following a triple shooting. Again, this is a triple shooting out of Atlanta, Fulton County. Right now, details are very limited as for what we know here, but we do know that this occurred in southwest Atlanta. We are told that 2 people are dead, another is injured in that shooting on McDaniel Street. This happened earlier this afternoon, according to Atlanta police. Right now, they are still looking for that shooter. Now, the identities of the victims and the circumstances surrounding this whole incident are still under investigation. Police have not released that information to us just yet. I do want to point out that this is the 3rd shooting here in Atlanta over just the past 24 hours. Police say that 1 person died and another person was injured in a shooting at the Villages at Carver Apartments Monday evening. You may have remembered that story from yesterday. And then 2 men were shot on Boulevard in southwest Atlanta on Monday evening as well. So we are tracking quite a few violent incidents here in the Atlanta area. I believe we have our reporter, Yasmina Alston, following this story for us tonight. I know that as we do get more information tonight, whether it's Yasmina or Alan, Devlin, or I, or Tori Cooper, we will be sure to keep you updated if you follow along with us on Peachtree TV at 9 and 10 and WANF over on CBS at 11 o'clock tonight. So we will bring you any developments there. All right, I want to move straight ahead here to another story, and this is out of Alpharetta. A pretty interesting story. We have our Chelsea Beimfor on this tonight. I'm going to go ahead and play some video for you now. This is old crime scene video, but I wanted to show it as I talk about a new real-time crime center for Alpharetta. Police say this will help, hopefully, keep the city a little safer. Now, it's a pretty big investment here. We're talking about a $1 million investment approved by Alpharetta City Council last night. Police tell us this will be the first real-time crime center here in Fulton County. Now, essentially, it will link camera systems across the city, kind of like, those license plate readers and the traffic cameras that you see around town. Those systems will then bring video and live feeds all to one place, really synchronizing everything together. All of this will allow responding officers to see and understand what's happening right before their very eyes and before they arrive to a scene. It'll allow them essentially to be more proactive. Atlanta Director of Public Safety John Robison says that this will also allow his force to connect with other agencies across Metro Atlanta and even across the country. That's a pretty big promise there. So that should be interesting to see how all of this develops. Again, we have our Chelsea Beimfor on this story for us tonight. She's going to bring us more details on this. So if you're interested at all, and remember, like I said here, it's not just something that's going to impact Alpharetta. It'll be something that it will impact all of Fulton County, surrounding counties, and even the entire country to a certain extent here. So Chelsea is going to brief us on all of those details later this evening. I know that many folks are looking forward to that one. All right, we want to bring you an update now on a very sad story here out of Fulton County involving a child shot. You might remember us talking to you about this story a little bit earlier this week, but we have brand new information now and word of an arrest tied to a deadly shooting involving a 9-year-old Metro Atlanta boy. Now, the woman charged is actually the mother of another young boy who was involved in this story. Let's go do a little backtrack here in case you are needing to play catch up. On June 3rd, that was a Saturday, King Black was playing with friends at the home of another 9-year-old and 6-year-old, about a block away from where he lived. Police say the 9-year-old he was playing with went inside of the home to clean a loaded firearm, as if it were a sort of toy. Unfortunately, the firearm went off and the bullet went through the side door, ended up hitting Black in the back as he played outside with the other child. Really a tragic situation all around. Now, the mother of the child, police say, was playing with that gun when it was fired, Shahara White. Well, she is now behind bars, and she's charged with interfering with a witness. East Point Police Chief Sean Buchanan says that she tried to cover up what happened, even telling her child, that 9-year-old, to lie about it. Investigators say there were 2 loaded guns in her home, and the kids knew exactly where they were. And tonight, those police officers have a message for every parent out there that they need to be more responsible when it comes to their child's safety. Again, really devastating story. Hate to bring you guys that update, but I know that when we initially broke this story back in the beginning of the month, a lot of folks were definitely touched and moved by what happened. So I felt like we needed to talk about that this evening. All right, I want to get to another story also involving child safety. Although in this case, we're really talking about teens here. And that's because a new curfew resolution is hitting Atlanta. Now, there's been a lot of debate about the curfew for Atlanta teens for quite some time as an answer to some of the safety issues we've seen here. Atlanta's 11 p.m. curfew is still in place for young people. But by 9 p.m., parents should know where their child is. That is all part of a resolution from Atlanta City Council member Keisha Shawn Waits. This resolution was approved by City Council today, and really it's urging parents to be accountable for their children's whereabouts. Just for a little context here, last year, Councilmember Waits proposed moving the city's youth curfew up to 7 p.m. shortly after a deadly shooting in the Midtown Atlanta area. Obviously, that did not happen. The curfew is still officially 11 p.m. With that 9 p.m. resolution for teens and their parents need to know where their kids are. All right, final story I want to get to for tonight is going to be a national story. Usually I try to end with something lighter, but I felt like this was a big deal, and I wanted to make sure that we let you know and keep you informed of everything that's going on with the trial involving former President Donald Trump. The date for the criminal trial of the former president is set. We know that the trial into his alleged mishandling of classified documents is set to begin August 14th. Now, with this track, arguments for the parameters of the jury trial would happen at the end of July. Trump is charged with 37 counts of mishandling top secret documents after he left office and for obstructing the investigation into said documents. Now, if these dates stay the same, Trump could be facing a trial at the very same time that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis announces her decision on possible charges. Remember, we've been covering this for several months now. They are related to the 2020 presidential election here in Georgia. Willis has previously told law enforcement officials she will be announcing findings of an investigation into the former president and his allies to overturn the election results in Georgia sometime between July 11th and September 1st. It's going to be a huge breaking story, developing story. No matter what she decides, something we are going to follow very closely and keep our eye on. All right, guys, I want to say thank you again so much for joining me here at the Atlanta News First Alert Desk. Oh my goodness, I'm Savannah Louie. I hope you can join us tonight on Peachtree TV and WANF, but for now, I'm going to send you outside. Now we're getting a little break here from the nasty weather we saw earlier today. Still not beautiful per se, but I'll take it as long as there's no major showers. But hey, that could all change very soon. You see those clouds in the distance. We have our meteorologist, Patrick Pete, who is standing by ready to give us your forecast for this evening. And Patrick, I'm looking at this shot right here and I'm thinking, all right, when is the rain going to start again? Because it's coming back, right?
Yeah, and it's actually falling in some places. It's just been missing a large part of the perimeter area, and actually a large chunk of Metro Atlanta has actually been pretty quiet and pretty dry for the last couple of hours. I don't know what you were doing around 2 o'clock, though. Those showers, 2:30, those showers and storms were rolling through. But we are looking up here closer to the perimeter, at least at this hour, and that's going to continue to be the case, but there are some spotty showers and thunderstorms that are moving around for sure. It has been a very interesting couple of days. I'm going to leave you on this view real quick so that I can get my graphic system pulled up for you so that we can talk all things weather because we have multiple first alerts in the forecast. But also, like, you're trying to plan your weekend, and the good news, the forecast has trended a little bit better if you were making plans for the weekend. Here's a look at it. You can see first alerts for heavy rain and thunderstorms the next couple of days. So that's still going to be a big problem for folks that are trying to get out and about and do stuff outside. But we trend a little bit drier on Friday. We've lowered that rain chance to about 30% because we think that upper level low will gradually start to pull off towards the north and east. And that's going to set us up for a mostly dry forecast, not only Saturday, but Sunday as well. So good evening. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully you're eating tacos for me. Y'all know my favorite tacos are shrimp tacos or fish tacos. So either one of those, you're in there. But if you're not a pescatarian or if you just hate seafood, then, whatever's your flavor. Let's get you prepared for the next couple of days. And something that we do have to watch out for is the potential for some flooding. There is a flood watch that's in effect starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning through 8 o'clock Thursday night. That means that we're expecting more rain. Listen, some of these areas have already picked up 1 to 4 inches of rain, and guidance is saying that we could see another 1 to 4 in these same areas. So that means that a lot of streams, creeks, and rivers could see those water levels rise. And then also this water is going to be running off from high elevations to lower elevations. And you know that if you're in low-lying areas that typically see water start to accumulate and rise, that's something you should be on alert for, as more rain will be pushing into your areas as we head through the next couple of days. And you can see that swirl in the atmosphere. That's that upper level low that's just going to be bringing rounds of rain and thunderstorms into the region. I do think that Wednesday is going to unfold much like the bulk of this week has unfolded. Isolated showers, stray rumbles for the morning, with more of those showers and storms firing up as we head into the afternoon. So more like what we saw today, 12 to 1 o'clock, things starting to get going, that rotation and just continuing to throw those showers and storms around in a circle, becoming more widespread during the evening commute, and then gradually starting to decrease a little bit as we head into the overnight. But there's more on the way for Thursday. So scattered showers and storms for Thursday. And you can see why we lowered those rain chances on Friday, because that coverage is pretty sparse. Not a lot of folks are going to pick up on rain on Friday, and things trend much drier and some sunshine really coming in to dominate the forecast as we head towards Saturday. And a couple of clouds move in Sunday, but all in all, it's going to be a pretty nice day, a little bit warmer, a little bit more humid, so a little sticky out there. But after a week of rain and showers and thunderstorms, I think a lot of you are looking forward to at least some dry time. Hopefully you don't have plans to go anywhere near the Lesser Antilles over the course of the next day or so, as we are tracking Tropical Storm Brett. Now, there's some good news with Brett, and there's some bad news with Brett. The good news, the bad news is it's intensified a little bit. The good news, it's only intensified by 5 miles per hour as far as those wind speeds are concerned. Wind sustained at 45, moving to the west at 18. And we were telling you about this system for the last couple of days, actually, since it was just an area of low pressure. One thing about tropical systems, whenever they are weaker systems, they're pretty much steered by surface flows. And in this particular region of the Atlantic, winds blow from east to west. We call those easterlies. So essentially, we were telling you a couple of days ago, if this remained a weaker system, it would continue to move to the west. If it intensified a little bit more faster than the forecast was trending, that it would curve to the north. Well, that's not going to happen because it's not going to be a strong system. So the guidance is continuing it along this westward projection. It's going to get up to about 65 miles per hour. So as far as those wind speeds are concerned, approach the Lesser Antilles and then continue into the Caribbean, which we do expect some weakening to occur while it's in the Caribbean because the wind shear is going to be a little bit higher. Wind shear, scientific term for winds shifting with height. So if you have a system coming this way and winds are blowing crazy above, it essentially is cutting off those tops. And in order for thunderstorms to develop and to intensify and to continue to breathe, essentially, they need a full circulation. And if you're cutting off the tops, then that flow is kind of interrupted. So that's what we're expecting to happen as the system continues to push into the Caribbean. Meanwhile, there is another system that is behind it that is moving a little bit slower, but we do expect for it to organize itself over the course of the next couple of days. So it has about an 80% chance of becoming a tropical depression over the course of the next week. Right now, not looking overly impressive, but you can kind of see that there is at least a surface low-level circulation with this system, and there is a little bit of moisture, not as much as with the defined center of circulation with Brett, but something that we will monitor as we head through the next couple of days. Either way, neither one of those impacting our forecast in this 7-day period. Showers and storms associated with our own area of low pressure closer to home is really what's plaguing us as we run into the first day of summer tomorrow, more than 10 degrees below average. So that cooler temp trend will continue into Thursday as those clouds and those showers and thunderstorms are around. And then we will start to warm back up as we start to lose the rain into the mid to upper 80s for the weekend. Another system will bring a chance for showers and storms early next week. And then that system looks to be a fast mover. So that means we should be drying out by Monday. So I am going to peek real quick to see if anyone has any questions on any of our social media platforms. I know a lot of you are joining us on. Looks like there's not much in the form of questions there. And also looks like some of you are joining us at home, whether that is on Amazon Fire Stick or on Roku. Hopefully you're having a fantastic evening. Eat some tacos for me. I'll leave y'all with the 7-day, and you can catch us at 9 o'clock for an update on not only all of these weather systems that we're tracking, but also on the news of the day. Have a good day.